Morning everybody, welcome to another edition of WEBBY'S World here in my little manor on a Friday morning. Well, it's changed again. The weather is beautiful in my little manor, as you can see. There's all the workers from Ayuntamiento having a 5-minute break. Or was it a 5-hour break? It's one or the other. It is what it is. Anyway, cut long story short, I hope you've enjoyed all the vlogs for this past week. The weather conditions, the meteorological office got it totally wrong. They said we were going to get 120-kilometre winds. We never. They said we were going to get some rain. We did. So they were spot on with that. So 1 out of 2 ain't too bad, is it? That's for sure. Excuse me, this one, because my gimbal was playing up just now. So if it goes off or something happens, yeah, it's not my fault. That's for sure. Right, listen. It is sporting weekend. The cars all sorted. The weather's all sorted. Now we're into the football, the rugby, and the best jump race in the world, the Grand National at Aintree tomorrow. Yep, and the tips and the fancies are coming later on in the show. But let me just go through it very, very slowly. But don't forget, I'll be on with Tim, living with MS in Tenerife, at 6 o'clock live on Freaky Friday up in Monte Cristo. So pop up there if you fancy a couple of beers and a game of bingo and a game of Sticky 13. Right. Without further ado, this is what is happening this weekend and on this show. Right, a little bit of news on CD Tenerife. Good news. Hemel Hempstead, yep, you know, Lee and Ian Anderson be pals in the Northern Senior League South on the up. What else we got? A little bit of rugby union news. The Gallagher Premiership from last week. Some great results, especially for my boys Gloucester. And last but not least, we got some news on the Grand National tomorrow. Now, before I go any further, I did have a couple of nice little tips yesterday from one of my jockeys who will stay nameless, and it absolutely bolted up. And at what was it? I think it was 5-1. So well done to that man. And I know one or two of you, especially Terry, my big pal, who I met a few months ago. He had it at 5-1. So that was a Webby boom. So well done. Right. Before we go further, just a quickie, just to remind people, right, all you guys to get off your bum and go down and get a PSA test. I don't want to keep harping on, but it is important. I've got my test coming up on the 11th of April, which is next Friday, so fingers crossed for that. But about what else? Check on the Facebook page, my pal Foggy the Explorer. Okay, he's absolutely top. He's my number 99, as you all know. He's out on May. What's the April? Yeah, next month. I'm going to do a nice big vlog on that. And also, I've had lots of messages from people saying, Webby, thank you for the advice, from Foggy as well. And a lot of people a lot of fellas have gone and had their PSA tested, and fingers crossed they all come back good. So that's brilliant, isn't it? Really good news. So hopefully, for all the way from CD Tenerife, or from sunny Tenerife, beg your pardon, my manor, we're giving some good advice about. And last but not least, don't forget the sporting memorabilia for Fat Funniest Cancer in Tenerife. That's going to be coming probably in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. 1 or 2 big jobs to do, which I keep to myself. I want to get over the line first, and when that's sorted, then we'll start sorting out the sporting memorabilia. Got some absolutely fantastic items. As you know, Paddy the Baddie is fighting on April the 12th in Miami, and he's flying out tomorrow, I think, with my pal Tony. And on top of that, I've got 2 of his gloves signed and the video, which is fantastic. So check Paddy the Baddie out. He's got over 1 million subscribers. Got a couple of great golf caps, which Alan Homemade Vlogs. Check Alan out. Signed by 2 open winners over the past few years, which is fantastic. Somebody won the first one, Stenson, but they gave it back to try and raise some more money for cancer, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, these boys are giving it some stick in the background. If you could understand Spanish, you'll know what they're on about. Right, without further ado, come on with me. Stop gassing. Because we're going to shopping in a minute. Right, CD Tenerife. Let's kick off with CD Tenerife, our local football club. They've had an awful run this year. And they've really been poor. New owners, players poor. They turned the corner. But Chris Todd said, we think it's just a little bit too late. Last 2 weeks ago, they beat Cadiz 2-1, who were 12th, and Tenerife were 20th. And last week they took on Granada, who were 8th in the league at home, and we beat them by 2 goals to 1. So that's 2-2-1s, 2 home wins. Should have happened earlier, then we might have stayed up. It's probably a 95% chance that we're going down into the next divisions, and they are so difficult to get back up, that's for sure. This week we're away to Sporting Gijon. That's on Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. kickoff. And they're 16th in the table, and there's 9 games to go. And to be honest with you, they really do need to probably win 7 minimum just to give themselves half a chance. But again, not over till the fat lady sings, as we all say. Right, let's move on to a bit of English football, bit of Hemel Hempstead. As we all know, Lee and Ian Allenson. I follow them every single week. Used to be Hendon, and now they moved to Hemel Hempstead. And since they took over on 6th of December, they have just done a phenomenal job, Lee. I think he's really looking forward to, maybe in time, not yet, of moving up into the proper divisions, whether it's Division 2 or Division 1. Starts on the 6th of December of last year. Since then, he's won 10, drawn 7 and lost 3 only. Absolutely superb, really, really is. Now don't forget, they were probably about 4th or 5th bottom, and they're up above halfway. I think they're about 9th in the league now, in the Northern Senior South League. So please go and check it out. And on top of that, they drew with Bath last week, 0-0, which is a great result. As I say, remember last week, I remember going there to Twerton Park many years ago with one of my dad's pals who was a referee then. And they're also in the Hertfordshire Senior Cup final. And if I remember, he did message me off the top of my head now. It's on the 15th of April. And they're playing against, don't correct me if I'm wrong, Potter's Bar at the Hitchins. I think Hitchins round, but I'll check that out next week, okay? So if anybody wants to pop to the into that cup final, then go and support Hemel Hempstead in the Senior Cup final. Right, moving on quickly to Rugby Union. It was the Gallagher Premiership again last week. Some great results. Big shout out to me good pal Andy Black, big Man City fan, and he's a big Sale fan. He watched his team win last week, so well done Blackie, top man, and I'll speak to you over the weekend. We'll have a couple of sherbets together, so well done to Sale. Exeter had a great win. Bath again, dominant, top of the table, really flying, and well done to Saracens. I think they beat Leicester away, a great result for Saracens. And my boys Gloucester at Kingsholm, a full house at Kingsholm last week. A record crowd. They fill it every single week nearly, and it was you couldn't get anybody else in there. And Bristol was second in the table, and I watched it, and Gloucester won by 53 points to 28, 9 tries to Gloucester and 4 tries to Bristol. As you can see, I got one of me Gloucester tops on. I've always got Gloucester tops on, so I'm very proud from where I come from. So that was an absolute cracker. Table now looks like Bath are running away with it. They got big boys there. Even if they take 4 off and they bring 4 on, they're all international players. Bath got 56, Bristol 46, Leicester 41, Gloucester 41, and just behind, I think 40, 39, Sale, Saracens and Quins. That's the ones respectfully. Right, this is what you've all been waiting for. And I got it there, so you ain't going to see it. Right, Grand National Day, Liverpool, Aintree. Biggest day of the year, like the Gold Cup at Cheltenham, but this is where everybody, all your grands, your granddads, they all get their £2, their £5, their £10, little bits of each way. Right, going to give you a little bit of value for money, hopefully. 3 guys have given us their facts and their little tips. Now, let's start off with our usual guy, Lee Sobot, who works for the Yorkshire Evening Post, big Leeds United fan, and obviously he's a massive journalist for them, loves his horse racing, and he do like the favourites, did Lee, and he sent me, he said, Webbing, he said, my fancy is Iroko, I-R-O-K-O, he says it's laid out for the race. Let's hope it jumps for you then, big man, if you've had a few quid on it. So that's Iroko from Lee Sobot from the Yorkshire Evening Post. He's my resident guest every single week, and a big Leeds United fan. Now, moving over to Brian from Beverley, and again, the story of Brian from Beverley, as you probably know already, that I met him in Monte Cristo sometime last year, and got talking to him, loves his horse racing. When he gives a horse, he loves the flat. he doesn't like the jumps, loves the flat, and he's very clever. He's, as I said on last week's vlog, he's already been stopped or not able to bet on two big companies. I don't know if they're Ladbrokes or wherever they are, because he is that good. Picks out good 10 to 1 winner, 20 to 1 winner, etc. Now, what he's done, this is all his fancies only. He had a short list of 8, and he's placed them down to 2. He is backing Percival Legaloi and Minella Cocona. Colonna. You'll soon find that out. I should have got the paper out and checked it out. I didn't. So Percival Legalou and Minella Cocona, that's his 2. But as he says, Webby, it's a big hard race, and hopefully the weather's fantastic there tomorrow, because it looks like 15, 16 degrees. So good luck, and hopefully we have no fatalities. That's for sure. Now, don't forget, Lee Sobot and Brian from Beverley both picked the winner in the Lincoln last week, Godwinson. Okay, absolute quality haggis train doors, just superb. Can't think of the jockey. It's my favourite jockey. You know, when you get starting to get bloody Alzheimer's, just kicking in here as well, isn't it? Kieran Fallon, got it. Kieran Fallon, great jockey. If you want a jockey a furlong out and is facing another horse, you want Kieran Fallon every single time. So 16 to 1 when I give it, 14, 16, and it's SP'd at 15 to 2. And I know a few of you had that last week, so well done to you. But I'm wanting to Brian from Beverley and Lee Sobot. Now, I've got an extra one. Good friend of mine is good pals with a jump jockey from the north. I should name nameless, of course. He has given 2 out today. He's given me 2, but it'll be too late to give you. So I'm going to do a little vlog in a minute with these 2. Just a few bob. Now, don't forget, before I give you what he fancies, if you are under 18, don't gamble. If you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, do not gamble. Okay? One winner, as I say every time, it's the bookie overall. You might be able to beat him on 1 or 2 days, but overall, the bookie always wins. I think the figure is usually about 11%. That's what you should. So if just say one particular bookie, and he's had about £1 million of bets, he should on average return end of the year about 110 grand. That's the normal 11%. So the bookie never loses. So please be careful. Okay, that's it. Now, he actually gave 4. I'm not going to give the 4. And what it is, it's in the dressing room. Okay, they have talks. Don't forget the jockeys don't gamble. They're illegal. They cannot gamble. Okay, so this is just his fancy. If he was going to have a little bet, he would be backing intense raffles. Okay, that's what he would. He was listening in the change rooms. Very good jockey. Picked out 4 with me, and he says that that's the one. If I had a bet, and if I had a few quid on, I would bet on intense raffles. Okay, that's it for today. This is I'm quite enjoying it this morning, tell you the truth. Beautiful weather behind me. Let's have a quick look round. Let's see where we are. We're in the playground just by the Pearly Grey. It's Casa Maria restaurant. Look at that, lovely. There's La Gomera. You can just see it in the distance. But that'll be probably quite clear later on. Obviously the sea is very calm. You've got the Herrero on the left, La Palma, which you can't see on the right hand side. And they're all getting ready. So I got to get ready to got to get home, upload this, and Tim will do what he can. So don't forget, enjoy. It is the Grand National tomorrow. I think it's a 4 o'clock race. So just enjoy, have a bit of fun, have a couple of quid, don't go mad, and let's see what happens. So all I'm going to say is, if you like what you see, as I always say, and you like what you hear, then subscribe to WEBBY'S World. And tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, we've got Big Si, Big Gooner, and one of his good pals are going to come on tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, for the Premiership football predictions. So from me, Webby, I'll see you on the next one. Share it and send me a comment. Take care all.